Hey everyone, welcome back to the Recruitment Edge podcast. I'm Ez Khan, and let's go. So this week's episode team is all around AI. Obviously there's a lot of conversation around AI, and it seems that almost daily there's a new tech platform that's rolling out AI for recruiters in some way, shape or form. And I'm hearing a lot of this from agency owners about all the different things they're doing, and there's a lot of noise out there. What I'm also hearing a lot of is agency owners going, am I really far behind? It feels like everyone else is charging ahead with AI, and and actually some have actually said to me, I feel like a dummy when it comes to tech and AI. And I just want to break down what I'm seeing, because I think there's a lot of hype with AI. People assume others are just charging ahead and doing an amazing job with integrating it, but that's not the reality, or certainly not what I'm seeing in my day-to-day conversations. Before we get going in this week's episode, firstly, thank you so much to everyone who's liked, commented, shared our podcast episodes on LinkedIn lately. We've obviously relaunched this podcast, so you liking, commenting really gets the reach out there. So thank you. Please continue to do so. And a special shout out to a few people, well, actually one that immediately comes to mind, Luke Keegan from Trial by Fire. Thank you for commenting on our last post. Okay, team. So, first of all, I'd like to go with a bit of a reality check. Where is AI at when it comes to recruitment specifically? Overall, I'm going to say over the next few years, no, AI is not going to replace recruitment. Recruiters will always be needed because there is influence as part of our roles as recruiters. It's not a cut and shut role. What I will say though is there will be a lot of tasks that will be replaced or assisted by AI, and I'm already seeing that. We've implemented quite a lot of AI at the moment. First of all, please note that most agencies are not charging ahead and implementing all this AI, and you're not far behind. So everyone's pretty much in the same boat going, there's a lot of noise out there, what do we use? So the first thing I would say when it comes to AI is it should be seen as assistance, not replacement for your role or tasks. And as an example, team, from a very basic AI implementation, what it can do is just speed up the things that you're already doing. As an example, what you could implement is interview notes automatically being transcribed, then being summarized, added to your system as a client meeting or client visit note, automatically having in your style and tone of voice a position description that's generated, a job ad that's generated, LinkedIn content that's generated, all off the back of that transcription of your initial meeting with the client. That can be done pretty much in a couple minutes when you have a system in the background that has been structured, well thought out, and is practical and use case for you and your agency and how you operate. For me, just that one task automated with some form of strong and targeted AI will save you a whole bunch of hours. Like, how often do we get off a client meeting and then have to write down notes? What did we go through? What are we looking for? How do I pitch this? That will take you a while. You're then adding notes onto the system that take you a while. You're then writing ad copy that takes you a while. You're then writing LinkedIn content that takes you a while. That process alone for some recruiters is taking them 5-6 hours. And by implementing the AI, you can speed that up to 10 minutes and then spend half an hour, 45 minutes reviewing and adding your own thoughts, opinions, and refining the outputs. That's where AI gets amazing and where it can really speed up your ability to deliver and get really pinpointed with how you operate. In terms of what AI can do right now and what I'm seeing, and there's a million different examples here, But I would say from a process perspective for agencies, there is so much that we do as recruiters and agency leaders that takes up so much time. So what I would recommend is writing out a bit of a process sheet for exactly what you do in your day-to-day, either as a recruiter or an agency leader. Once you have that, you've got a good baseline to go, well, that's some huge time suck for me. What's available for this? Rather than going, here's an AI tool, let's see what it can do, I would start with how you operate currently, because every agency is different. There's no plug and play here. The other thing I would say AI can do really well, and I would say much better than the personalize how you would do something manually, is market research. There is so much it can do and take away from us, and it does a much better job. Content creation is also another one, but I would say there is a lot of nuance here, and something to be mindful of is not just putting shit out, it has to be authentically you. So inputs into AI are important, and context is important. There's obviously candidate shortlisting that a lot of CRMs are now implementing AI with. And for me, the last one that I'll touch on very quickly is hygiene. Data hygiene is a massive challenge for most agencies, and you can have that, what is traditionally seen as boring stuff, automated and have AI assisting with that. What I will want to end today's session on is, or episode, not session, is what AI can't do. And for me, what it can't do, team, and why we'll always be in roles as recruiters, is it cannot really influence. It can't build trust with another human being. And it can't sell for you. It won't replace your BD, because that needs to be human, because you're there trying to influence another human being, and that can only be done by you. So what I would say is, whilst there's huge opportunity within AI, please don't fall into what I've seen happen in other agencies, is a lot of automation and AI is implemented in the wrong areas, i.e. business development and influential parts of the process. Those parts of the process need to stay with a human being. Everything else that's process-driven, have a bit of a roadmap and roll this out slowly so that it's actually adopted for specifically your agency, rather than getting a cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all. So, my recommendation, team, would be pick one thing after you've written out your process that you believe AI could take off your plate. Then do research on what is the most appropriate AI for that, and what's the workflow look like, so that it's not just implemented and it's taken off and no one's doing QA check. Implementation with AI takes QA checks over a sustained period of time for you to adjust and go, well, that's not right, we can actually alter that. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, team. Honestly, AI is phenomenal. I would say over the next few years, huge opportunities for agencies to actually deliver more, deliver better, grow revenue without having to grow headcount. And for me, that's the biggest benefit to looking at this, because you are able to, as an agency, produce more, get better results, and grow your revenue and profitability as an agency in a way that doesn't require you just to add more heads. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, team. That's the recruitment edge for this week. Please comment, like, share our podcast with anyone else that you feel it might be relevant to. And just a little heads up, we are running a few webinars in the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for that on our website. We're running an AI webinar in the next few weeks, and we're running a webinar on how to offshore effectively. Check us out on our website, www.humescope.com.au. I've been Ez Khan. I will see you next week, where we've got a very, very exciting episode staying on the theme of AI, where I'll go through an actual workflow that we have offshore to AI, and it has saved us well in excess of 15 hours per week. See you next week, team.